Hello everyone, welcome to Creative Coloring with Erum. I'm excited to share how to create a beautiful layered floral card today, along with some helpful tips to add texture and dimension to your projects. Stay tuned, you're going to love it. For my project today, I will use the elegant Flourish 3D embossing folder along with the coordinating stencil, pink sand cardstock for the main front panel, the Ornamental lantern layering die set, and the Ornamental Poppies layering die set. I die cut the Ornamental lantern die out of pink sand cardstock and the Poppies from the Ornamental Poppies die set using burnt red cardstock. For the flower centers, I used pink sand cardstock. If you prefer, you can use brown colored cardstock, but I'll use ink to darken the flower centers. To give the floral layers more depth and dimension, I like to start by adding some inking to the center of the flower using Velvet Fresh Dye ink. I apply it generously and then pull the ink outward towards the middle of the petals. I intentionally leave some areas of the cardstock uninked so that the beautiful burnt red cardstock shows through and creates eye-catching highlights. For applying the ink, you can choose between the mini blending brush or the micro blending brush. I'm using the mini blending brush here, but either one works great. Next, gently use a detail blending brush to apply ink from the notches or divots at the tips of the petals, seamlessly working inwards. Keep dragging the brush inward until a soft and gentle line forms. Then repeat this process for all the notches if you're aiming to add a touch of 4-dimension. Remember, this is all about your personal style, whether you prefer a subtle effect or something more pronounced. If you like, you can choose a darker ink for a stronger look. But I personally think a softer, more subtle touch tends to be the most beautiful. Once all the flower layers are inked, I will use the glue to stick them together. Since this die set features the keyhole system, layering and gluing are quite simple. If you have trouble layering, follow the instructions on the packaging. I will add the flower centers later. Next, I will use Mocha Fresh Dye ink and a large ink blending brush to apply ink to the pink sand cardstock panel. It will be darker at the bottom left and become more diffused as I move toward the top right. I will use the same Mocha Fresh Dye ink and ink up the base layer of the lantern. Then use the leftover ink to add a bit of textured, aged look to the topmost lantern die cut layer. I also applied a bit of ginger root fresh dye ink to both layers to give a hint of mossy brown. So it would go well once I add green to the background. Once done, I adhered the layers with the glue. To add some lovely texture to the background, I'll emboss it using the elegant Flourish 3D embossing folder. Here's how it looks at the moment. It did crack a few places, so it's a good idea to mist your panel from behind before embossing to help prevent cracking. I'll set this aside for now. I'll now ink the flower centers using Espresso Fresh Dye ink. There's nothing special here, just blend the ink until the die cuts are fully covered. While I was tidying up my work surface, a few fine water splatters from the spray bottle landed on the panel, and you can see them. I didn't plan for the splatters to be part of the design, but now that they're there, they add a lovely texture that I really like. In fact, I'll add a few more intentionally to enhance the effect. This is how you create more faux texture to add charm to the piece. You might have noticed I don't have any leaf die cuts. Instead, I thought this beautiful flourish with a coloring stencil could create the illusion of leaves. That's why I embossed the panel in a way that curves with the flourish, allowing me to place the arrangement perfectly over that area. For the greens, I plan to use swamp green and oak moss fresh dye inks. I'll begin by mainly inking with swamp green as the primary color. Then I'll use oak moss with a detailed blending brush to gently add detail to notches or inward bending areas, creating a lovely 4-dimension. Whenever you'd like to add depth, just use a darker ink in specific spots to deepen the shadows, bringing your work to life. Next, I will adhere the flower centers to the flowers. And as I was adhering the flower centers, I was placing them directly over the flourish. And I think this layout looks beautiful and is another sample layout for you to try out. I will now add splatters using carbon black gouache. Some of these are going to be super fine to add more texture to the panel. Most of these are going to hide behind the arrangement. I'll start by adhering the arrangement now. I'll use the 1/4 by 1/16 instant dimension foam tape to attach the lantern die cut. I leave a bit of space and then attach the poppy die cut on the right directly to the panel with glue. For the 2 larger poppies on the left, I'll use instant dimension foam tape of different heights. The third, smaller poppy will be adhered directly to the panel. To finish the look, I'll add a few Sicilian amber gem sparkles and adhere a heat embossed gold on black sentiment. I hope you love the way this card looks and decide to give it a try. If you do, please tag Altenew and me so we can leave a bit of love for your work. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Wait, we have more where that came from. If you're after fabulous card making tutorials, you are definitely in the right spot. Our amazing design team create and upload fabulous video tutorials right to this YouTube channel. If you don't want to miss another amazing crafting tutorial, don't forget to subscribe and click that fun red button that you can see. Let's become paper crafting experts together.